Hey guys, it's Kev from KaveMan Aquatics. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about quarantine, why you should do it, how to do it, how long to do it, and as you can see, my guys got ick. In case you didn't know or you were wondering or unsure, this is what ick looks like. So definitely necessary. Let's go. Alright, so you get a new fish, and obviously right away you want to throw them in your main tank with your main guys, but you shouldn't do it. Most fish keepers in the hobby quarantine their fish. Few reasons why. One, you want to eliminate any chances of your new fish having diseases and spreading it to your main guys. Your new guys, during their transition from wherever they were captured or wherever they were bred to your store, to your house, to your tank, they are stressed during this transition and they can catch many diseases. There's ick, there's hole in the head, there's bloat, there's swim bladder, there's fin rot. You definitely don't want to add any fish with any kind of these diseases into your main tank and get everybody infected. At first, all four of my guys, even though they looked scared and stressed, there were no signs of disease. So I'm glad I kept them in quarantine for about 2 weeks. Now that I hit the 2-week mark, it's obvious that they have ick. So I'm glad I quarantined them and didn't put them straight into my tank. As soon as I noticed those first signs of ick, I immediately started treating for that disease. Besides disease, another reason why you want to quarantine is just to check your fish's physical condition. How battered did they get to you? Are their fins battered? Or they look like they were in a fight? Do they look extra stressed? Do they need a little bit of healing time before going into the Thunderdome over here? So another thing you want to watch for during quarantine is how your fish are eating. At first, these guys weren't eating at all. They didn't want no parts of any kind of food. That's due to their stress levels. They just don't want to eat. After about a week or so, they would start to nibble here and there on some pellets. I also gave them a little frozen krill that they did enjoy as well. Now, some people suggest different things for quarantine time. The average is about 30 days, but I don't know who can wait 30 days to add new guys into your tank. You should try it. I definitely want to give it at least 2 weeks, and I'm going to tell you the reasons why. These 4 new guys that I got arrived injured. They were not in good physical condition. They weren't swimming very well. They definitely aren't eating very well. So I definitely didn't want to just add them in here without giving them time to relieve their stress and heal and get better. While your fish are in quarantine, one of the things you want to do is watch their stress levels. When I first got these 4 guys, they were all hiding up in the corner somewhere, not swimming around, didn't look good at all. Now, about 2 weeks later, at least 3 out of the 4 are comfortable with each other and they swim together and they socialize. Overall, when you know your quarantine time is up is when your fish don't have any symptoms or signs of any disease, when their fins look fully repaired and healed, and when they're eating well. Overall, in a good general sense of health. You want your fish to be 100% before meeting the new guys. During your quarantine process, you want to keep your tank as clean as possible. You want to do frequent water changes. Don't feed too much food. All the excess food that you leave in your quarantine will only damage the parameters and spike your ammonia and make the water unhealthy for your fish. You want them to be in the least stressful environment as possible. And obviously you want to keep an eye on them. You want to look for those white spots. You want to see if there's any signs of disease so you can catch it early and treat it for it early. Now, some of the supplements that I use during quarantine, depending on the condition of your fish when they arrive. If your fish arrives semi-beaten, like they've been in a struggle and your fins looked a little damaged, Melifex is great. Melifex is like Neosporin on a bandage for us. The bottle actually says, treats bacterial infections, rapidly repairs damaged fins, ulcers, and open wounds, promotes regrowth of damaged tissue and fins. Another product I like to use is Stress Guard from Seachem. Stress Guard is a very good product used to reduce the stress in your fish, especially when adding new fish to a new tank or new quarantine in a new environment. This stuff really comes in handy. And it also promotes healing. Now, there are conflicting opinions on what I'm about to talk about, but I'm going to tell you my opinion. I don't automatically add disease treatment unless I see symptoms. All medications add stress to your fish. So if it's not needed, I recommend not to add it. Your fish are already at a highly stressed level. They just came from wherever they were caught or bred, transition to your local pet shop, transition to your house, transition to your quarantine tank. Their stress levels are the most important thing right now, and adding medication that is unnecessary will just elevate those stress levels. So to conclude, guys, the overall opinion in this hobby is that yes, you should quarantine your new fish, both for the safety of your established tank and the well-being of your new fish. But to each his own. If you don't quarantine your fish and have success stories, I'd love to hear them. So guys, if you got good info on this video, be sure to hit that like button, consider subscribing, don't miss any new content. See you guys on the next one.